just told us that it was, he got like the testing results, like load management stuff, and he's like, crumple it up, throw it away.
Yep. It's been 3 of our hardest days, 3 of our highest load days, and 3 of our most physical days. Leading into these next few games and just for the rest of the season, our physicality has to pick up, and I feel like that's the reason we've been dropping a few games. Just our physicality hasn't been there, and teams have been kind of punking us.
You said the veteran guys have been good over the last few days about responding the right way to that, and might be tired or sore or anything like that, but you know that this is stuff that needs to be done. Have you guys kind of embraced the message that he's trying to send, that it's time to toughen up?
Yep. Especially on the road, you have to be tougher, but game in and game out, nobody really cares if you're tired, if you're sore, or if you're a little banged up. You kind of just have to respond. And with the veteran guys, with our leaders, we've really been setting the tone. I'm going at it hard every day, not really worried about, the next day or the next game. Just, winning that day, trying to get better any way you can.
What do you have to do defensively against a team that moves the ball as well as Wisconsin does?
We just have to move on one accord. We all have to be communicating. Communication is the biggest thing, because our physicality will be there, but as long as we communicate, we'll be fine. We'll be able to know our matchups, know their schemes, and we'll be fine. Just communication.
Brice, what do you mean by increasing physicality in practice? Can you give us some examples of what you guys are doing that you hadn't been doing previously?
As the season goes on and you get into like the latter part of the regular season, the conference games, practices usually start to become less physical, more so just fine-tuning things. But here we've been having like a preseason practice where we get after it. We'll do box-out drills, and we'll be physical. We'll be getting up and down. So that's what these past few days have been.
Coach has talked a lot about just the noise that comes with both the highs and the lows. You've seen it when things are going well. Now that times are getting a little tough, how do you block out things that are being said from social media, the media, and all that sort of stuff? How do you compartmentalize just focusing on the task at hand and not getting caught up in that?
Me personally, I don't feel like you should ever listen to the outside noise, because they're not the outside noise. Those people aren't in the gym with us every day working out, practicing, and they're definitely not with us through the hard days. So you can't really ever let that in. When you do, that's when bad things happen. So we just have to continue just to block it out, and lean on the guys next to us, lean on the guys who are on the floor, lean on the staff.
Anything else for Brice?
Yeah, just how have you seen CJ, since you got here, develop into the player that he's become this year?
CJ just stayed confident. CJ just stayed consistent with his work, and it's showing through right now. He's making a name for himself. I mean, he's shooting like 43% from the 3. And he just has a consistent voice. CJ shows up every day. It doesn't matter if he's tired. It doesn't matter how his body's feeling, or if he just had a bad game before. He shows up the same way every day, same approach, same voice, and he's just reaping the fruits of his labor.
How have you seen him develop into that off-court leader?
Just not being afraid to be heard, not being afraid to let his voice be heard. That's the biggest thing. I feel like that's the most uncomfortable thing for anybody who wants to be a leader. Saying what's not popular, saying what needs to be heard isn't always easy. But CJ just always has that consistent voice, and that's the biggest thing that I've seen.
Brice, what do you think about getting to play the Big Ten leading team at home in front of will probably be a pretty charged up crowd?
You always feel more comfortable at home, but I feel like we're all heading tomorrow just ready to set the tone. We've been dropping a few games, and we want to change the narrative. So we're just ready to play tomorrow. That's all I have to say.
Anything else, guys? Yes, thank you.